Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's where the food is great. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's with your favorite date. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's now and don't be late. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's, hey, hey.
Get in the swing where fun is the thing at Ruby's. Classic food, smiling faces, all with a swingin' 40s flair. So shooby-dooby down to a Ruby's diner near you.
Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's, don't be late. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's where the food is great.
Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's, located in the Laguna Hills Mall.
The food is great.
Behind every successful enterprise, whether it's a business or a fraternal group or whatever it might be, there's always a backstory, and somebody or some group of people got together and came up with a concept. Well, our next guest is the gentleman who came up with the concept for Ruby's Diner. Mr. Doug Cavanaugh is with us today, the founder and owner of Ruby's. And Doug, welcome. Good to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
What's more California than, getting up in the morning and taking a little jog down the beach? You were doing that a few years ago, like 30 years ago. And you saw something that sparked an idea.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the Balboa Pier for many years because of its great classic architecture. And what happened in 1939, the hurricane, or a hurricane-like storm, came through, destroyed the piers, and of course they rebuilt it in a classic, streamlined, modern design. So that building has been there since 1940, and fell in love with the architecture. And I said, gosh, what would go better in that little jewel box than a diner? And approached the city, and initially they turned me down because I was too young. And then I went to Nantucket Island and opened a restaurant back there, and when I was done with that, I came back and approached the city, and they said, okay, you can do it. Now you're 26 and you got a little experience under your belt.
Yeah, sometimes the city founders there want you to prove that you can do what you say you can do there.
That's true.
That was the first one. Now you're all over Southern California, you're in other states as well. And you've got a new one at John Wayne Airport.
We do. We're very pleased to be a part of the airport renovation. We happen to be between A and B. We're not in the new wing,
right? But
we're in right smack dab between A and B. So we're very conveniently located.
That's great.
With a very big restaurant.
I think a lot of people who maybe don't know about Ruby's may discover it there if they're traveling into Orange County from some other place. But I think all of us are aware of the store. Of course, right here in Laguna Woods, we had Mr. Brewer on the other day, the manager there, talked about that one. Each one's a little bit different. I know the one that we visited often in Irvine seems to have lots of Chris Craft boats in and around it. The one here in Laguna Woods has World War II vintage airplanes flying around.
Exactly, and that's back. It was opened back in the days of El Toro, and it was kind of pay homage to all the air traffic there and the great pilots that served us. But we did try to make each one unique, so it gave people a reason to go see that one. For in Orange, we have, of course, the train motif.
Right.
And in, as you mentioned, in Woodbridge, we have the boats. Here we have the airplanes. We have motorcycles in Pennsylvania.
Right.
So we've got planes, trains, and automobiles.
You got the whole way that we all get around. It sounds pretty exciting indeed. You're coming up on your anniversary, and you have some really special things coming up this Friday, the 7th.
Right. Well, we're gonna celebrate our 30th anniversary on December 7th, and we're going to be rolling back our prices to the original prices of that day back in 1982.
Wow, pretty exciting indeed.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun. There's a menu on the screen, and you can see there's some of the things. You've got your basic 3-flavor shakes there for $1.60. You got the Ruby Burger, and that's all taking place all over, but of course the closest one right over in Laguna Hills Mall.
Exactly.
Closest for our folks here in the village. You're always looking for new locations and new places, so we see you popping up all over in resorts and different places as well, so it's an exciting opportunity there. I understand the first one you built, you actually went to antique stores to get some of those signs and some of the Coca-Cola stuff for the first store.
Yeah, we had to scour Southern California. It was very different back then. There wasn't an internet to go hunt things down, so you had to do a lot of legwork to get things. So we scoured Southern California for the Coke posters and the vintage telephones and the stools and all the old things that made it look very authentic.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, obviously that pier's been around, and so it has that sort of weathered seafaring look to it as well. But like you say, each one's a little bit different. But the menu remains the same, and I know quality control throughout the whole chain, whether it's a company-owned store or a franchise, is very important to you.
Absolutely. We really are very strict on our quality controls. We try to talk to our guests a lot as well, so they can fill out a form and talk to us about their experience. We love to hear from our guests.
And you're always adding new things. You've got some other new items coming along as well, I guess, in the future?
Yeah, we're coming up with some great new dinner entrees based on fresh roast turkey and a peppercorn burger that's like a big ground steak. So a lot of things that are comfort-based foods, a fantastic turkey pot pie. So all those things that are kind of that classic comfort Americana food.
I understand the turkey pot pie is one you had before. You're bringing it back. Is that correct?
By popular demand.
Okay, so you are listening to the folks out there.
Absolutely.
You also have some unique promotional items available in addition to the thing coming, of course, this Friday. You have, I think it's called the Jitterbug Club for our folks that are over 55.
That's right. I just graduated, so now I'm a member as well. But it is a discount for all of our guests 55 and over, and we find that a lot of folks we have, I think, over 100,000 or so members of the club, and we're always looking for more.
That's great. Well, you folks here in this community with the requirement age of 55 to live here, check it out. Get signed up for that as well. Hey, good holiday season to you and your family. We thank you for joining us today, and continue good success with Ruby's. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you on the show today.
Okay.
Mr. Doug Cavanaugh, founder and owner of Ruby's, and all over the place, including right here in the Laguna Woods, Laguna Hills area. We continue on with more guests and more news. Stay with us.
Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's with your favorite date. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's now and don't be late. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's, hey, hey.
Get in the swing where fun is the thing at Ruby's. Classic food, smiling faces, all with a swinging 40s flair. So shooby-dooby down to a Ruby's diner near you.
Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's, don't be late. Shooby-dooby down to Ruby's where the food is great.
Shooby Dooby down to Ruby's, located in the Laguna Hills Mall.